Hey guys, so we had a little bit of a storm last night. It woke us up at 2:30 in the morning. We didn't really get much sleep after that. We had to move down into the fortress a little bit more, tucked between two walls. So we were out of the wind most of the night, but it was really raining heavy, lots of thunder. We were supposed to be heading into the mountain sort of area today. We're still going to go for it, but it might be snowing up there, so yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Well, as we sort of expected, there's a little bit of snow by the side of the road, and it has just started snowing. We've got to go a little bit higher, and we're about 40 kilometres away, so I think we'll make it today. It won't be so bad as Greece, but yeah, just got to be careful really. After around 150 kilometres of driving, we decided to pull off the main road and search for somewhere to stay.
After driving a little further down the track, we got to a ditch in the road that we couldn't cross, and were forced to reverse all the way back until we could find somewhere to turn around. We soon found a spot to stay in, and once Ben was happy no rocks were going to fall on us, we settled down and waited out the storm.
Hi everyone, so last night we had an amazing thunder and lightning storm, loads and loads of rain. It's not looking like we're going to be able to make it up to the mountains now because of all the snow they're getting up there. Believe it or not, this isn't actually meant to be a lake behind me, it's actually just grass and fields, so they've had a lot of flooding here recently, as you can see. So I think we're just going to head back to the coast now, stay around Kotor for a while, and then probably make our way into Bosnia in a couple of days.
So we just discovered a leak in our vacuum pump. It went before where we were in Greece, so we got the gasket placed on it, but this time it's fully blown with oil everywhere. So yeah, I'm finding me one of those. So we found a garage, and they're just ringing around to see if they can find us a vacuum pump for the Ford Transit engine. So that garage couldn't find the part we needed, so now we're driving around the city of Nikšić with virtually no brakes, trying to find the right part for our engine. Let's go.
Garage number 2. Don't know what their sign says.
So we just went to a second garage and they told us that we wouldn't be able to get a vacuum pump anywhere in Leipzig. So we're having to drive back to the coast with no brakes, which we don't really want to do. See if we can find one. We may even have to drive as far as Croatia.
With no choice but to drive back to the coast, we topped up our oil and made a dash for it. We decided to take the back roads so we could go slower and not have to rely on the brakes so much. It also meant we could take in some more of the surroundings. Montenegro hasn't disappointed, and judging by the looks of the road, we'd got here at a good time. Soon, this road will be totally covered in snow by an incoming storm. We'd need to be quick.
As we continued to head home, the views seemed to get more and more incredible. Night began to draw in just as the fog slowly crept up the mountainside. Our last delight of the day would be the famous Kotor Serpentine, which descends 700 metres with 26 switchback turns.
After hours on the road, we made it back to the abandoned military base, where we would stay and work out our route for a couple of days.
So on top of our vacuum pump going yesterday, which we've now ordered a new one of, that'll be around in about a week, our heater blower has now stopped working. So I've had a little look at the fuse board under here, but it's not fuse related. So don't know what that could be. And we've also got this little red light on, not the flashing one. This little light, dim light that's on is the immobiliser light, which means that at any moment the van could decide that it's not going to start and that it's immobilised. Don't really know what to do about that either. And on top of all of this, our cold water pump has also stopped working, so we're going to have to look at replacing that today. So lots of jobs to do today. Yay, van life. Spider's nest in the micro switch is certainly not going to be helping things. So now the moment of truth. Has it worked? Yes. That's a success. After fixing the tap, we felt confident that we could solve the rest of our problems. However, our optimism was short-lived.
We tried to start the engine that night, but it cut out straight away. The water in fuel light was flashing on our dash, so we drained the fuel filter. Lots of water came out, so we were hopeful it would make a difference. Unfortunately, our van wasn't happy, and after an hour of standing around outside in the freezing temperatures, we had to give up and head back inside. Right, fingers crossed. Moment of truth. Okay. Nope.
The next day, we tried again to get the van running by undoing the injectors one by one to release any water. This proved to be quite a messy job.
Using all three pedals at once, we had no choice but to slowly crawl into town and find a garage. Abandoned by our breakdown cover, we really didn't want to drive anywhere, but had no food, no water, and were beginning to get quite desperate.
We eventually made it to a garage, which may have actually just been someone's house, where 3 guys took the fuel filter out and drained yet more water before sticking it back in and bleeding out the air. Sadly, this didn't solve the problem, and pretty soon they were out of ideas.
Hi, Polly.
They sent us to another garage where the bloke insisted it was the fuel pump. We were certain it wasn't.
I don't work this. In Kotor, nobody works.
In any case, he was too busy to see us, and as Saturday drew to an end, we were out of time and had to find a place to stay until Monday.
We ended up parking in the car park of an abandoned hotel in the middle of Kotor, which, surprisingly, wasn't too unpleasant and meant we could have a look around the old building to keep us busy over the weekend. However, the last thing that we expected was to wake up to a full-scale carnival outside our van on Sunday morning.
Monday eventually came, bringing with it a flat battery. We called a mechanic out who didn't seem to quite grasp the flat battery issue, only trying to jump start us briefly and seemingly causing damage to his own car in the process. Filled with zero confidence in these guys, they towed us back to the garage where things were about to get a whole lot worse. Okay, so just a little update. We've been in the garage all day now, about 6-7 hours. Everyone else has gone home, just about to give up, and we finally got it working. Turns out the ECU was absolutely full of water. He pulled it upside down, and it was like a fountain coming out of there. Yeah, it's not good.
That's very wet.
Yeah. Soaking.
Halo. Ada sampai kayak.
So the good news is we got the van running again, idling fine. The only problem is it's hot wired because the immobiliser's jammed on, because they had everything out earlier. I've ripped apart the starter motor, everything, just about everything came out, all the electrics, so it's not looking too good still. But yeah, the engine's running, so I guess we've made some progress today. So yeah, we're not quite out of the water yet, but I'd just like to take this moment to say massive thank you to everyone that's been giving us advice today and helping out. It's really kept us going and kept us smiling today. It's been a bit of a nightmare apart from that. Hi guys, so it's 7 o'clock, we've just got back from the garage and guess what? We have our van back, it's working. We spent all day there since about 9 o'clock this morning. Absolutely shattered, but we're so relieved that we've got it back, and we're really happy that we're back on the road now. I'd just like to again thank everyone for today. All your kind words, all your advice. We've had tons of technical advice, tons of moral support. We've even had loads of people messaging us, offering us money for hotels and the possible reality of getting the van towed back to the UK. It's really kept us going this weekend. We've been inundated with lovely messages from all of our supporters, all of you guys, so just massive thank you to everyone.